My people class, welcome back from wherever you have been. Now sit down, keep away all your play materials, keep away your gorillas, keep away your food, and we continue with another lesson. And that is, today we are looking at perennial and annual crops. Perennial and annual crops. So let's look at the activity that I gave you last time before we look at perennial and annual crops, and that is, what is food preservation? And my answer is, food preservation is the keeping of food for a long time without getting spoiled. Okay? And mention the method of preserving food locally. Locally. What am I meaning? I talked about traditional methods or local methods and modern methods. Well, so locally, I have given you salting. Add the others. Many of them. What did you write? I know you wrote the correct ones. Then, in the modern way, how can you preserve food in the modern way? Mine is tinning. What about yours? Please, mark, put a tick on it. And we continue. Then there is another one. How do the following methods preserve food? How do the following methods preserve food? 1. Sun drying. Sun drying, we said, it evaporates moisture in the food. What does it do? It evaporates moisture in the food. Then the other one is freezing. Freezing keeps the food, the bacteria dormant. We all know that bacteria is the one that makes the food to go bad. Therefore, when you keep it in the freezer or when you freeze it, the bacteria will be dormant. Somebody will ask me, teacher, now what if you remove the food from the fridge? Will it go bad? Now, the moment you remove that food and you put it down, like juice, you put it down in the cup, you remove it from the fridge, the bacteria are going to become active and they will reproduce, they will multiply and become many, and the juice will have no taste. You understand me? That is it. Then the other one is salting. How does salting preserve food? Salting drains moisture from the food. Now, in this lesson, what are annual crops? Annual. What are annual crops? Now, annual crops are crops that grow and mature in less than 1 year. In less than 1 year. These are crops that grow and mature in less than 1 year. What am I meaning? These crops can even take 1 month. These crops can take 2 months. These crops can take 8 months, 6 months, 9 months, but they don't go beyond a year. Those are called annual crops. And some of our parents carry out farming, and you can see that when we entered the lockdown in March, they locked us down, and some parents said, let me go for farming. And at this time, I think they are now harvesting. They are harvesting beans, they are harvesting maize. Why? Because for them, they are annual. They take a very short period of time, which is less than 1 year, to mature. Okay? Now, let's look at the examples of annual crops that we have. I have beans, sorghum, maize, cassava, cowpeas, eggplants, sweet potatoes, onions, pumpkins, and many others. The carrots you can mention but a few. Those are called annual crops. Like mine here, these are onions. When you plant them if you planted them in April, this is September, it means you are now harvesting. You are harvesting onions and you are happy because you are about to touch your own money. And we have also pumpkins there. Pumpkins are also annual crops. Two, we have, those are pumpkins. Then we have cabbages. Cabbages are also annual crops. We have cassava. We have maize. Now, what are perennial crops? Perennial crops are crops that take more than 1 year to mature. They take more than 1 year to mature. You will plant them in January, then you wait, the year ends. Another year comes and goes. Which crops are those that can take long? Now, don't bring maize here. Which crops are they? Can talk about mango plants, can talk about coffee plants, jackfruit. For them, they take long. They even have a hardy stem. They need a hardy stem to support their fruits. Then, what are the examples? One, coffee, tea, bananas, vanilla, cocoa, rubber, and many other crops that can take more than 1 year. You can see these are bananas. They take more than 1 year to mature. When you plant it this year, expect it to be eaten in the next year in June, the other year in June. Then we have sugarcane. They are also perennial crops. You are going to write for me this activity in your books, and later we shall come and go through. Thank you for listening to me. Always have something that you put in the brain. I'll always be grateful. Thank you.